Okay. Okay. Good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Sorry, there was a confusion with the link. This is a new app. Good morning. My health is much better than. Yeah, good. Thanks. Can you hear me well? Okay. Okay. There were almost 30 people in another class waiting. It's not about permanent link. It's a app that you should log in with from your app. So every day you will have a new link, right? It is through the app. You no need to worry on the new links. If you log into the app and then click on join, you will able to join here. Okay. All right. So for those details, you can check with these guys. Okay. Okay. App for me, for you. So maybe not WhatsApp. Yeah. Yeah. After this class, maybe you can just please contact admin. Okay. He will let you know. Okay. All right. So Naresh IT app. Okay. Hmm. So let's jump on. So guys, what did we discuss in our last class? Yes, regions and availability zones. Let's have a small shootout round. I'm not sharing my screen yet. Okay, let's have a shootout round and then we'll go to I'll share the screen. So guys, please be ready. Everyone should answer this. Okay. So what is a region? What is a region? Region is a geographical area and which has AWS infrastructure. Okay, very good. And what is availability zone? Data centers. Fantastic. So do you all agree a region contains data centers? Yes. So we can also say the region contains availability zones. Yes. Which is the region that we should be using it? Mumbai. What is the region code for Mumbai? AP minus South minus one. Okay. And how many availability zones are there in Mumbai? Three. What are those? AP minus South minus 1A, 1B, and then 1C. Very good. So availability zones are networks is interconnected. Yes. Okay. So these regions and availability zones are completely managed by AWS. Very good. So if your customers are in India Okay, let's say for example, if your customers are in India, which region that you'll select? Yes. So based on whichever region is near to the customers, you need to select those regions. Is it possible one A will go down? It's very rare. Two regions can communicate with each other by default? No. If required? Yes. Load balancer is specific to any availability zone? No. So load balancer can send the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones? Yes. What is a VPC? Full form of VPC? Virtual private cloud. Virtual private cloud. So everything, whatever you create, should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. Fantastic. How many VPCs you can create per region? 5. Super, guys. Super. Excellent. Very good. So this is what we have discussed in our last class. So today, let's jump on into a new topic. Let me share my screen. Just a second. Okay. So, what, Babu? Okay. Can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay, perfect. So guys, before I start, one thing. Before I start, see, this is my strategy, how I go. Okay. You only tell me. See, generally, my how I go is basically, guys, I'll just give you, first of all, I'll give you the overview of the services. So many people, what they do is, so now at this time, uh, usually we can jump into the direct services, guys. Let's say, for example, EC2. So we can jump into the EC2 service and play in and out, and then we learn. That is one way. Now, another way is I'll give you the overall view of all the services that whatever we learn here. So that if you give the overall, if I give the overall picture of the services, it will be easy for you to interconnect with each other. So that instead of, let's say for example, guys, if you're going to some tour, okay, isn't it good to know all the places well in advance so that you can plan one by one to go and see the places, right? Yes, right. So otherwise, you just go there and then just go and find out, and you don't know from one place to another place. Where do you go? How do you go? You don't know all these things. Same thing here. So for all my batches and students, what I do is I'll give the overall picture of few services, just a trailer on each and every service. What so I'll put the service and say what is the service will do, what is the service will do. Just overview of each service. Once the overview is done, then we will take each service and we'll go and deep dive it. So which one do you prefer? Overview of the services or directly go to the services? Okay, good. So that's how I do everything. So you also choose my option only. That's good. Okay then. Okay, fine. Okay, let's jump on then. So the first topic here is EC2. What is the full form of EC2, guys? Elastic Compute Cloud. So guys, this is one of the certification questions. So sometimes they will ask you, sometimes they'll ask you the full form of EC2. Then you can think that, sir, it is easy, no? Elastic Compute Cloud. Yes, it is easy now. Whenever you go, whenever you're writing the exam, your options will be like this. Elastic Cloud Computing, Elastic Cloud Compute, Elastic Computing Cloud, Elastic Compute Cloud. Do you see how much confusion is there on all these options? So guys, remember, it is Elastic Compute Cloud. It's not even Elastic Cloud Compute. Okay, please be careful with these namings. Okay, so what do we do with this EC2? So in EC2 service, what do we do? We can, guys, remember, instead of calling it as create, now we should be calling it as launch. This is the word you should be using it. In EC2 service, we can launch EC2 instances. That's how you should say. Don't say create VM, create EC2 instance. No, that is not a good way of saying it. So just you need to say, we can launch EC2 instances. So what are servers called here? Servers are called instances. What instances? EC2 instances. EC2 instances are nothing but your virtual machines only. Okay, good. So remember, each and every service in AWS can be regional or global. I'll tell you what is that regional and global. So I'll make you to answer that. See, let's take EC2. So we have Mumbai region, guys, and then I have launched the EC2 instance here in Mumbai. So we have other region also, right? Let's say other region, I take Ireland, for example. Hmm? Now tell me, I have launched the EC2 instance in Mumbai. The same EC2 instance will be available here also in Ireland city. Hmm? So answer is no. The same EC2 instance will not be available. So you are sitting here, you are sitting in your chair now. The same you can be available in some other place? No, no. Same as EC2. If you're in Hyderabad, you will be in Hyderabad. If you are in Mumbai, you will be in Mumbai. If you are in Kadapa, you will be in Kadapa only. If you are in ES, you will be in ES only. So EC2 is regional or global? You tell me. This EC2 is regional. Correct? Understood? Why it is regional? Yes. So if it is specific only to the region, then that is called regional. AWS services can be regional or global. Guys, these are all certification questions. Okay, regional or global. So this EC2 is regional. EC2 is regional. Good. Getting it, guys? Getting it? Okay. Now, so what is load balancer? We have learned this. What is load balancer? What is the definition of load balancer? I need full city. Don't say which distribution. Okay. Put the full answer. No. Okay. So which distribute the traffic to the server? This is what we have learned. Okay. So now this load balancer, guys, this load balancer now in AWS we call it as elastic load balancer. Write down everyone. Elastic load balancer. Load in shortcut we call it as ELB. What is the load balancer called in AWS? ELB, elastic load balancer. So the definition of ELB is ELB distribute the traffic to the uh, uh, see, ELB distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. This is what the exact definition of load balancer, guys. So load balancer is now called it as elastic load balancer. What is it called? Elastic load balancer. Guys, can you take that message from admin? Dear students, please join by using app. So how to attend classes through portal? There is a link there. If you have any login issues, you can contact that number. Please take that out. Please take it. I don't want these issues to be repeated from tomorrow. We'll start on time. Thank you, admin. Yes. LB and ELB both are same? Yes or no? Yes, both are same. So generally we call it as load balancer, but here in AWS we call it as ELB, elastic load balancer. So now let me give an example. See carefully, guys. See here. So now let's say in your on-premises, you might have a load balancer also, no? And from load balancer, you will be sending the traffic to application server, and from application server to the DB server. Yes, right? From load balancer, the request is going to this, and from request is going to this. Correct? Okay. So this is a load balancer. This is application server, and this is a DB server. Guys, I'm talking about on-premises. This is on-prem. Right? So, guys, you tell me, in your on-premises, you have a load balancer and you have application servers. So if you have a load balancer, of course, application servers will be multiple servers, correct? Yes or no? That's why load balancer is sending the traffic. Everyone, yes, right? Okay. So what if the first server goes down? No problem. You have two things. What the second goes down? You have three. You have the last thing here. So guys, that's fine. You are doing the load balancing here. What if this load balancer goes down? If this load balancer goes down, everything is gone. Yes or no? Yes, everything is gone. So is it possible to set up again the high availability for the load balancer? Load balancer itself is for high availability. Again, you need to set up load balancer plus another load balancer. So how it is, isn't it difficult? Isn't it difficult in your on-premises to have high availability? Yes. So no HA. And is it possible to have auto scaling in your on-premises, guys? No auto scaling. Okay, no auto scaling. Is it easy to go and do the scalability on our on-premises? You're getting it? So in on-premises, setting up high availability, auto scaling, scalability with load balancer, all these things will be a problem. And you have also a problem with like what if this load balancer goes down. But coming to this AWS, we have, as I said, we have elastic load balancer. We have elastic load balancer. And this load balancer is completely managed by AWS and it will never go down. Do you hear that? Right. So this load balancer in AWS, we call it as ELB, elastic load balancer. And this load balancer is not a server, guys. It is a service for us. What is that? Load balancer is a service for us. AWS is providing load balancer as a service. It's not a server. If it is a server, then we might have we might think that the server will go down. As this is service, the service will go down, which is provided by AWS? No. ELB will never go down. So like this, so we don't have any issues with the load balancer. The only issues we might face is with our application, which is there inside the EC2 instance. Correct? So I can have in 1A, I can have this in 1B, I can have this in 1C. Can I have like this? Yes. On top of it, I can have auto scaling on top of it like this. See? Yes. So what is auto scaling? Can I say scale out and then scale in? This is called ASG, auto scaling group. Getting it, guys? So whenever you create a load balancer, guys, AWS will give you a DNS name. So you need to access the load balancer, no, the URL of your application. So AWS will provide you that DNS name. So here, you no need to set up there is no server concept. ELB is a service for us. Guys, is it possible to log into ELB? No. So how do you access your load balancer? So you can access the you can access through URL with the DNS name. Getting it, guys? So now you know what is ELB. ELB distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. Then I'll also write here. Now tell me, this ELB is completely managed by? Completely managed by AWS. So do we need to care about high availability for ELB? No. Do you need to care for auto scaling for the ELB? No. Do you need to care about the scalability of the ELB? No. Do you need to care about the performance of the ELB? No. We no need to take care of all these things. As it is a service by AWS, AWS will take care of everything. So I'll write here, ELB is not a server, right? It is a service for us. Krishna. So whenever the ELB is created, how do you access that ELB? It will give the DNS name. DNS name is nothing but a URL to access your load balancer. Okay. So can you log into the ELB, guys? You cannot log into ELB. You can access ELB with the DNS name. Correct? So ELB, guys, does the load balancer is specific to any availability zone, as we learned yesterday? No. So ELB doesn't have any availability zone. It is created regional level, not global, regional. Today, is this clear till here, everyone? Any questions still here? CC, any questions? Good. Very nice. ASG, auto scaling group. Okay, nice. So this is, sir, what is the difference between login to ELB and access to ELB? Logging into the ELB, login refers to what? Login generally refers to your server. You have server and you log into the server using username and password and go inside, and you have an operating system inside it, correct? Like your laptop. You are logging into your laptop, right? So you will logging into your laptop. Can we say that you are, let's say, for example, you have a Google or you have a Facebook. What do you say? You are accessing the Facebook, right? You are just accessing to the URL. That is the difference between access and login. Yes, correct. No, we need to go and set it up everything. I told you, nothing is available directly. Everything AWS is providing, we need to go and assemble it. Khan. Okay. So ELB will be there. So ELB will not be there. You just need to go and create the load balancer and join this EC2 instance under this. All this architecting, we should do it. Okay. ELB and DNS come under which type of cloud service? What? Babu, where are you? Nagarjuna, what is ELB and DNS come under which type of cloud service? I didn't understand where you're referring to. You're referring to public, private cloud on all these things? Please reframe your question. So is there any way to have our own ELB instead of using ELB provided by the AWS? Yes. See, that's what I told you. Guys, whatever I'm saying, you need to just compare it. So let's say, for example, guys, I have the EC2 instance. Can I set up load balancer on my EC2 instance? Let's take, for example, I have Nginx. I have some Tomcat, Apache, right? These are all the web servers also, no? These are also will do the load balancing, no? Let's say, for example, I have Apache, right? And then Apache is in the EC2 instance, okay? And I have the EC2 instance here like this, okay? You tell me like this. So these are all EC2 instance with your application here, with your applications. And your load balance is also EC2 that you are handling it. What happens if this goes down? 7. So if this goes down, your entire this doesn't make any sense. So that's the reason why instead of you handling this load balancing, we have this load balancer which is provided by AWS. So why to take all this risk? So simply, instead of this your EC2 handling a load balancer under EC2, you can use AWS provided load balancer. Okay, clear? CC sir. So guys, another important thing I'm telling, whenever you are putting the question, put properly, very humble. I can easily find out, right? Put very humble, sir, comma, put the question frame, right? Don't go. ESG means what is ESG? So I don't like that kind of things. So you have to be very humble. After all, I'm also a human. Okay. So when you're asking the questions, ask humbly with proper salutations. Okay. So if you don't have any, is ELB uses any server internally? Okay. So that one we'll talk later. But the thing is, guys, if if ELB is completely managed by AWS, do we need to really care whether there's there what is there in the backend of ELB? No. So Rakesh, no need. Okay. So internally, definitely they will be using the servers, but that is not our piece of cake. That we don't care at all. We no need to worry about because it is a service. For prod also, non-prod also, we need to have ELB. Okay, Nagarjuna. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So guys, which is the service is used for easy and quick deployment of applications in AWS? Elastic Beanstalk. Let's touch on this Elastic Beanstalk. So whenever someone asks about what is Elastic Beanstalk, then you should say is this easy and quick, easy and quick deployment of applications in AWS. Easy and quick deployment of applications in AWS. So guys, in general, we have learned quite a lot on this platform as service, right? In general, in platform service, can you tell me, do we have access to the servers? Okay. So we don't have any control on the servers, right? So you don't have any control on the servers. Generally in platform as service, we don't have any control on the servers, no? Right? And also, can you tell me, in platform as service, we are responsible for what? We are responsible for what? Only application and data. Fantastic. Very good. Yes. Application and data. So in AWS, in this Elastic Beanstalk, even though it is a platform as service, even though in general, the thumb rule of platform as service is we don't have access to the servers, but in AWS under Elastic Beanstalk, guys, remember, we still have full control on the servers. So you give the application to the Elastic Beanstalk. Okay. Let's say, for example, you have the .NET application or some Java application or some Python application. So that application, you give it to the Beanstalk in zip format. So Beanstalk take it, and then what it does, it will launch EC2 instances in the backend. Guys, what is the backbone of Beanstalk? EC2 instance only. The one which I'm telling it, no. So it will create servers. Elastic Beanstalk will launch EC2 instances in the backend. So whenever and whatever the application that you have given, it take that application, it will launch an EC2 instances in the backend. It will put the application, right? It will help you to create the load balancer. Every entire setup, it will do it and give the URL back to you. That is the job of Elastic Beanstalk. So the good thing in Elastic Beanstalk is, in Elastic Beanstalk, you have full control on the EC2 instances, which is launched by the Beanstalk. Getting it? In AWS Beanstalk, you have full control on EC2 instances launched by Beanstalk. So you have to remember, what is the backbone of Beanstalk? EC2 only. EC2 only. Give me a second. Make sense, guys? Getting it? Okay. So do you all agree that Beanstalk handles EC2 instances behalf of us? Beanstalk handles EC2 instances, that meaning the OS part, behalf of us. Okay. Both are different. EC2 is different, Elastic Beanstalk is different. But Elastic Beanstalk uses EC2 in the backend. Guys, I'm telling you, see, if you are going to EC2, instead of in EC2, what you have to do, you have to go and launch the EC2 instance. You need to set up the load balancer. You go to the EC2 instance, you put your application there, you host it, you configure it, you do it. You have to do everything on EC2 service. If you don't want that, and if someone have to do behalf of you, give this application to the Beanstalk. It will do entire thing behalf of you. Okay. EC2 is like you have to do everything. Beanstalk is it will do everything for you. So guys, now tell me, let's say for example, I have a client here. Okay. Client has Java application. Okay. This is application. Okay. I'm telling you this again. See, we have a client and we have application, Java application. Can you tell me, guys, if the client is coming to the AWS, what are the services that you recommend to put his application? What are the two services or two services that you propose? One is EC2 you provide. Why are you going for IAS, PAS? Forget about that. It's gone. Talk about services here. Okay. So here there are two services that you propose. One is EC2, another one is Beanstalk. Correct? Guys, correct? One is EC2, another one is Beanstalk. Okay, now you tell me this is EC2 and another one is Beanstalk. When do you go for EC2? When do you go for Beanstalk? Tell me that. When do you go for EC2? When do you go for Beanstalk? Hmm. Understood? So guys, so if you want to set up everything by yourself, you getting it? If you want to set up everything for yourself, you go and launch EC2 instance, configure and deploy. Do everything there. If you don't want to do that, right? And you don't want to do configure, deploy, and everything. Just go to Beanstalk, and it will deploy everything for you. In Beanstalk, what you need to do, just select the platform. Select the platform. So let's say your application is running on Java. So in Beanstalk, you have some platforms like this. Let's say Tomcat, .NET, Docker platform, Python platform, Go. You have so many platforms like this. Now tell me, now your application is on Java, right? Can you tell me which platform do you select in order to run your Java application? Obviously Tomcat, correct? So you select the Tomcat, right? And then give your zip file, your Java application to Beanstalk. That's it. What it does, it will go, your Beanstalk will go and launch one EC2 instance automatically, not one, multiple. If you, it's so guys, this is just a trailer. As I said, we go deeply into the Beanstalk and we learn. I'm just giving you roughly as you're asking more questions. Actually, I'll ask you to hold all these questions. Yeah. So Tomcat will go and Beanstalk will go and launch the EC2 instance, and whatever the application, Java application that you have uploaded, that will go and deploy it here, and it will generate the URL. That's it. So you don't need to deploy, you don't need to do anything. Automatically, Beanstalk will do everything and give the URL back to you. That is the difference between EC2 and Beanstalk. Based on the requirement, either you want to go with the EC2, go with the EC2 and set it up everything. Otherwise, go with the Beanstalk. Is it clear now, everyone? Understood? So guys, this is a single EC2 instance. If you need high availability, then what are the things that you need? If you need high availability, what are the things that you need? Yes, you need ELB and multiple EC2 instances. That setup can also Beanstalk will do. Super. That is a just trailer on Beanstalk. Okay, Shravan, till now I explained that only. If you missed, I can't do anything. So guys, do not start comparing each and everything. Okay, there might be few requirement that they need to go for EC2. There might be few requirement that they need to go for Beanstalk. Okay, so generally, as I told you, if you want to cook everything by you, I can also say, na, let's say for example, Nikita, you're asking this question, right? And Shravan, all these people. So weekend, you went, right? And you went for the restaurant. Okay. Can I ask you, why don't you cook yourself at home and eat it? Why you're going for restaurant? Why restaurants are there? I'm asking you, why you are going for restaurants to eat? Why can't you cook by yourself? Their wish, correct? It depends upon the requirement, no? If at all you want to cook by yourself, cook it. You get food, you get all the veggies, you do cutting, you do everything you have to do by yourself. And you have full control on what you cook, correct? How much, what kind of oil that you put, is it organic, right? And we never know what kind of oil they use in the restaurant. We don't know, no. So you do everything, you have full control on what you cook. And if you don't want that, you go to the restaurant and directly eat it. You have the food readily available. So it's purely depend upon the requirement. So if any person needs to have a full control on what he do, he can go with the EC2, right? And then he don't want to do all these things. He don't know how to deploy. He don't know how to host it. He don't know how to put the application. Then go with the Beanstalk. So go to the Beanstalk and don't start telling that in that Beanstalk will launch the EC2 instance. I'll go. So will you go to the restaurant and will you go into the kitchen to them and then put your hand inside what they are cooking it? And can you tell them what kind of oil that you use and all? You cannot do those. Same thing here also in Beanstalk. They have their own images. They have their own stuff. They have the, so you give this application to them. They do everything and give it back to you. Okay. So don't think too much. Okay. Now, the next service what we have here is light sail. Or is it? Yes, Riva. Mayank, yes. Answer yes for your question. Light sail. What is this, guys? Light sail. Everyone write down the word light sail. Light sail. So as the name says, light sail. Let me give an example here, guys. Let me give an example. Um, blogger. I'll take the blogger example. So generally, what does the blogger do? He write the blogs, correct? He write the blogs. He write the articles. He write the blogs. So one time, so what he said, what he thought is, so why I'm going and doing and writing the blogs in some other's website or applications? Let me get my own application or website. So what he did was he started reading it in internet and got to know that, okay, there is a AWS, there you can go and easily, you can launch the machines. What he did was he went and then he launched the EC2 instances. There are how many steps? There are 7 steps to launch an EC2 instance. How many, guys? How many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps. So in olden days, few couple of months back, there were 7 steps. Now they have combined all into 1 step. But 7 steps are still there, but they have combined one by one. But there are 7 steps to launch an EC2 instance. So this blogger went and then learned all these 7 steps. What are there in 7 steps? He learned each and everything, and then he launched an EC2 instance. And he got to know that for high availability, he need to have a load balancer. He went and learned and he do it. And then he wanted to know how to deploy it. He went and deploy and hosted the application. So he got to know that he need to have a database. Guys, he's a blogger. He's a technical guy. Is he interested to do all these things? No. So what he need is he want to go to AWS, but ready-madely something should be available for him just within clicks. Right? He wanted to click something, boom, it should get it. What is that service in AWS which will solve that kind of requirements? He want to go, he's very new to AWS. He don't want to do all those things. He just need to go there and click something, few clicks, and fadak, everything should be up. And that service is called here light sail. Light sail meaning if you want to set up and create a virtual private server, right, which already has everything installed, right, which everything installed. What AWS are providing few things like WordPress readily available for you, GitLab readily available for you, Node.js, right, Joomla, Drupal, Redmine, Nginx, cPanel, etc., etc. There are so many applications are readily available. You just need to go ahead and click on that server, right? And it will create a server and which has these applications available. You no need to do anything. You just go and select, pick up, and then hit it, and you have those applications readily available. and that is called light sail. Light sail. So we have learned here 3 services. What are those? EC2, Beanstalk, and light sail. Do you understand the difference between all these 3 and what all these 3 do? Hmm? It can set up by its own tools. So if it has a database within the self, yes, it will create. If the database is tightly coupled with it, yes, it will. Guys, everyone understood? So remember, the light sail, the only one disadvantage here is it doesn't support auto scaling. It doesn't support auto scaling. No, there is no EC2 will be launched. There is no difference. There is no relation between light sail and some other service. It is separate service. That's why I said it's create a virtual private server. I didn't say EC2. EC2 will be launched by the Beanstalk, and EC2 has its own EC2 instances. Chitty, all clear here? Everyone? Any questions still here? I need CC from everyone. If you don't keep quiet, guys. I don't like lazy people. So if you understood, put CC nicely. Okay. Okay. Good. And next one here is, write down this name. The next service what we have here is Lambda. What is that? Lambda. Write down everyone. Lambda. Lambda nahi, Lambda. Okay. So Lambda. So how many guys do we have developers here in our class? Put yes. Okay, there are few developers. Oh, there are many developers here, right? So developers, can you tell me here, what is a function? What is a function? What do you say? What is a function? So function is a set of code which can be reusable. Simple set of statements, right? It can be reusable again and again. Correct? Okay. So can you write the function without the application? No. Okay. So can you run your function without the server? No. Shravan will run. Guys, Shravan said yes. So please ask him how he can run. Right? So guys, without a proper application, right? Babu, don't you need server for that? For simple Java application also? Huh? Okay. So you don't need a function. So guys, you don't, so without, so he diverted me. Okay, hold on. So definitely we need to have an application in order to have a function, and definitely definitely we need to have a server in order to run that application or the function. Correct? Everyone agree on that? Yes. But here we have a service called Lambda. Here also we'll create a functions, but we can run these functions without any application, without any server, right? This Lambda is serverless. Lambda is serverless. What is the meaning of serverless? Guys, anything which server, anything that we don't need any server, we cannot connect to server, we don't need servers. Let's say, for example, you are using Google Drive. Do you care about the server? Do you log into the, no, right? So, but do you all agree that Google Drive definitely in the backend they will be having some server? For us, it is serverless, but definitely in the backend it is server. But for us, it is serverless. Same thing here also, guys. Lambda, it is serverless for us. So Lambda has an opposite. Lambda has where what you need to go is you need to go ahead and then create function there. You need to create a function, right? You need to create a Lambda function. I'll give you an example. See, so you can create a Lambda functions in Java, in Python, in Ruby, guys, whichever language that it supports, you can go ahead and then create functions. Okay, how to use these functions? Let me give an example. Let's say who is here. I'll take Avinash. So he don't mind. Correct, Avinash? So Avinash, after listening this class, guys, he's very much excited. He's very much excited that he need to go and launch the EC2 instance. Right? He much very much excited to launch the EC2 instance. And I told Avinash, don't launch the EC2 instance until I say. Avinash said that, yes, sir, I will not launch. So what he did, he went home. He's very excited that he couldn't stop. He went and, right? He said, please, let's go step by step. Yes, boss. Did I miss any basics here? What is the reason of that? Andres? Okay. So guys, when you're putting the question, so just I'm telling that's what I said. If your question for me, just put sir, comma, and then so that I'll identify that question is for me. Okay. Okay. See here. So okay, that's fine. So what he did was he was very excited. Okay. He was very excited. And then what he did, he went and launched the EC2 instance. He went and launched the EC2 instance. Whenever he launched the EC2 instance, automatically it got terminated. What it got? Terminated. Write down that word. Terminated. Write down that word. So for an EC2 instance, what we can do? We can go and launch the EC2 instance. We can go and stop the EC2 instance. We can go and start the EC2 instance. We go and reboot the EC2 instance. We go and terminate the EC2 instance. Terminate meaning what, guys? Destroy, kill, fasak. Only once, fasak, right? Delete, destroy, delete. So whenever he's launching the EC2 instance, this EC2 instance, right? And then it is getting terminated. Are? Then he thought, Avinash thought, Are, Reyaz sir is in the back end. He is seeing it. So that's why he killed that my mission. So what he did, he slept and he woke up exactly at 12 o'clock in the midnight. And then again, he launched the EC2 instance. Again, it got terminated. Reyaz sir he's not sleeping at all. He's awake still. So he got at 3 o'clock in early morning thinking that Reyaz sir is sleeping. And then he launched the EC2 instance. Again, it is getting terminated. So this Reyaz sir will not sleep. What he's doing at that time? So thinking that, okay, Reyaz sir, so basically he's awake all the night. I'll wake up exactly at 6 o'clock early in the morning and then I launch. So he put the alarm and then he launched the EC2 instance in the morning, 6 o'clock, and again it got terminated. So next day he came to me saying that, sir, what were you doing at night? Arey Avinash, what is that questions to me? Huh? What everyone do at night will sleep. I was also sleeping, right? So when you're sleeping, sir, how the hell this EC2 is getting terminated? Someone is there and terminating. Purposefully, they're doing it. So then I said, Avinash, I saw your excitement yesterday. I told you not to launch an EC2 instance. Why you went and launched the EC2 instance? So how to make this automatic? This kind of automations can be done by this Lambda. So Lambda is used for automations. Lambda is used for automation. How we have done the automation? See here. So I have written a small function, call it as, I can give any name, terminate function. So I have written some code which is in Python. Okay, I can write in any language, no? I have written a Python code. What does the Python code contain? I have written some script to terminate the EC2 instance. I have written a function to terminate the EC2 instance. Then, guys, here, tell me, whenever the EC2 instance is getting launched, remember, guys, for each and everything, whatever is happening in in AWS, an event will be generated parallel in the backend. Whenever whenever someone is launching the EC2 instance, launch event will be generated. Whenever terminating someone, terminate event will be generated. Someone is creating something, that create event will be generated. For everything, one event will be generated. Like the same way, here a launch event is generated whenever he launched the EC2 instance. Whenever he launched the EC2 instance, launch event is generated. There is a service called Event Bridge. Write down. Event Bridge. That is a service, guys. Event Bridge is a service where so whatever the events, we can go and collect those events. So you can go that Event Bridge service, and then there will be a launch event. So then I selected that launch event, and then whenever the launch event is happening, automatically I'm triggering this function, right? I'm invoking. So invoke, this is the word that you should use, right? So this is triggered, right? This is so whenever the launch event is triggered, so this Lambda function is invoked, right? Lambda is invoked based on the trigger or event. So any event that you are interested in, you catch that event and you can trigger the Lambda. In the Lambda, it's up to you what kind of code or script that you want to write it, and that will be executed. So now, whenever Avinash is launching the EC2 instance, right? Right? Whenever Avinash is launching the EC2 instance, launch event is getting triggered, and based on that, I have created a rule saying that, hey, Babu, whenever the launch event is triggered, invoke this Lambda function. Whenever he's launching the EC2 instance, my Lambda function is going and terminating that EC2 instance. Got it? Now you understood how the Lambda is used for? Let me give one more example here, guys. Let's say I have 1, 2, so many EC2 instances are there. Okay, imagine there are many EC2 instances are there. So many EC2 are running. So guys, these EC2 instances, all these EC2 instances are running. Okay, these EC2 instances, I don't want them to run at night. So exactly at 9 p.m. at night, I need to go and stop. And morning, by the time all team members comes at 9 a.m., my EC2 instance should start. How to do that? Can we do this? Will you sit at 9 o'clock in the night and go and stop all the machines and come early morning and start there? Do you do like that? No. What we do? So guys, simply we can schedule it. No, schedule it, and we can write some Lambda function. No, how many Lambda functions we can write for this requirement? 2. One is we can say stop function and write a code there. Call it as stop all EC2 instances. Write some Lambda function. Write some code. Stop all. And is another one called start function, and what do you do there? Start all EC2 instances. है ना? So guys, automatically you have scheduled it exactly at 9 p.m. This Lambda function will be triggered. Exactly at 9 a.m. this Lambda function is triggered. So that Lambda function will go and stop and start all the EC2 instances in the backend. Getting it? Understood now, guys, everyone? So this Lambda is used for automation. It will go and stop the EC2 instances. Understood, everyone, guys? Kiran, what should I do? Tell me, you tell me. Sir, where we can set scheduler? Should I go open AWS console and show you now? Where, how questions park it? You are the only one who's asking. I observed this many times. Hold on, Macha. Hold on. Everything will go. We'll go one by one, step by step. Sorry to ask. Then event bridge. What is that? Okay. Sorry to ask. Dash. Then event bridge question mark. I didn't understood that question. Please read it. Okay, where can we send? Any other questions? Understood? Event bridge is storing all the raised events. Yes. Next. Any other questions? Event bridge is a service name, Babu. Rakesh. What is EC2? It's a service where we can launch the EC2 instance. Whereas event bridge meaning it's a service from AWS where you can trigger all the events. Rakesh, this for you. How we are fetching Python run to, how we are fetching Python run to trigger launch event. Python, you didn't understood, Srividya. Guys, does the Python is going and fetching the event or opposite? It opposite. So Lambda, see guys, whenever the launch event is triggered, so then this will go and hit the Lambda function, not reverse. Invoke meaning calling, Spandana, calling, triggering, calling. Service name event bridge, where we can trigger all events. Correct, Bhavani. So a custom scheduler should be written for calling the stop function or start function. Scheduler meaning what? AWS provide the schedule. Do you know the cron job, Shravan? If knows, you need to schedule the cron job and then call the Lambda functions. Means launch event goes to event bridge, then for yes, correct, Krishna. So Lambda is a service or a free tool to automate. Lambda is a service from AWS. Event bridge triggers the Lambda, correct, morally. Why Lambda is called serverless? Did you join late? Guys, does everyone understood why the Lambda is called serverless? Because there is no server. This is only console where we can go ahead and then there is no server required. Everything is on console. It's automated. Any specific limit to run EC2 in one Lambda? No. There's no limitations there. Okay. Did I answer all your questions? Any question left? Yes, it is regional. Take the screenshot. Guys, and one thing, yes. So one request. I understand your anxiety that you need to learn. I'll cover each and everything, but the thing is step by step. I know what to tell. I know what not to tell. So that's a reason. So whenever I'm talking this, mainly experienced people, or I don't know, they're jumping to the next thing. So I'm just worried about the other people they could not catch. Let's say, for example, I said cron. Someone is saying, what is cron job? So I cannot keep on explaining here now. When time comes, when we do the practicals, when we go and touch it, then we'll learn all. So this is just a trailer. So in trailer only, you're asking me to show entire cinema. Hmm? Babu, there is no WhatsApp group, yeah? Is there any WhatsApp group? I didn't told that to create. No. Let's wait for a couple of days. Then I'll instruct. Wait couple of days. So once I get a batch, once I get a go ahead from admin, then we'll start. Okay. I don't know who is that Rajesh sir. No, no group. Okay, not that group. No. Oh, Rajesh admin. Okay. Okay. Can you give the final CC for today? You're forgetting smiles. You're taking so much, you're not giving back to me. Huh? A simple smile. Yes. Excellent. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.